Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Welcome to another video. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It is super helpful. Let's go check out FX Game Exchange in Plano, Texas. It's a store north of Dallas. They have been around for years and years. As a matter of fact, I haven't been to this store in years and years, and I believe they were at a different location somewhere in Plano. But yeah, let's go inside and check it out. It's really well laid out. There's a tournament going on. There's a lot of great stuff. Let's go check out FX Game Exchange in Plano. Awesome retro shop. Alrighty, we will go right in. And I believe I saw, you guys know I love a bargain, and there's a bargain rack right as you walk in with some second gen stuff here, some common in television, Atari 2600 titles, and hey, here's some newer stuff for just $1 a piece. Hey, what is that? It looks like it's worth $1. Huh. Interesting. Ooh, I'll buy that for $1. It's like blockout for the Mega Drive. Interesting. I will be back for that. I'll grab that when I'm done here. Now this is interesting here. They have a FX wanted list, popular consoles and controllers and things like that that they just can't seem to keep in stock and want people to bring in more of. And they got these cards too. This is a great idea. I think every store should do this because these really popular titles just tend to not stay in stock unless you just price them, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50% over market guide. And I know for a fact that FX Game Exchange tends to have good prices. Xbox Series X. So yeah, you've got a lot of new and retro games here at this shop. And I like that they have there's a lot of space in here, as you can see. It's a big store. They've got a lot of room for face-out titles, which is always great. It can be a little frustrating to go into a store and it's just all spine out, but hey, I totally get it. I would rather have a lot of stock and a lot of spines than, you know, just not a very good selection. But anyway, it's really good to see so many games spine out or face out. Makes them more fun to shop. And guys, there's a tournament going on back there. I'll try not to get in their way. Got a lot of Xbox 360 stuff here. All down the row with 360 and then the OG Xbox down here. As you can hear, everybody's having a lot of fun. I remember this game, Blinks the Time Sweeper. Pretty good one. Excellent fighting game there. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Let me know what you think about that game. I think I own that because my son is really into that, but into the movie, but never played it. Doom 3, I remember people complained that it was the dark, you know, just as far as being not very well lit. Yeah, good selection of OG Xbox. Oddworld, Munchie's Odyssey. I remember discovering Oddworld, the original game on the PS1, and enjoying that platformer quite a bit. It is hopping in here. Ooh, some PS Vita and PSP stuff. It is a rockin' shop on a Friday night here in Plano, Texas. Love me some PS1. And I keep my PS1 plugged in and set up because there are a few games that are not backwards compatible with the PS2 that don't work on the PS2. There's probably about 8 or 10. You can find the list online. Ooh, the Namco Museum games. You guys know, some of you know that the reason I got my PS1, what finally motivated me to get it was the Namco Museum collections. Like 50 bucks a piece for 5-6 games per disc. But hey, that's what it was like back in the day. Pac-Man World, I really enjoy this game quite a bit. It sort of opens up the dot munching action into, you know, 3D mazes and relatively open world adventure. You know, it's still linear, but, you know, for a Pac-Man game, pretty darn open world. It's all relative. PS2. Love me the PS2. Now, I know a lot of you guys prefer the Xbox or the GameCube, but I love all three systems, but I'm definitely a PS2 guy. Love the hack and slack. Hack and slack. Maybe if you're kicking back on the couch, that's hack and slack. But I love me some hack and slash action, and the PS2 has that in spades. Love the Gran Turismo games. Grand Theft Auto's awesome. The third Grand Theft Auto. This really kickstarted the mainstream popularity of the Grand Theft Auto series, and just took it into the open world sandbox type gameplay, unlike the first two Grand Theft Autos on the PS1. But yeah, just really great to see all these games face out like this. This is neat. Alrighty guys, let's go down the next aisle. Another cool idea that was basically taken from bookstores to have the staff picks. Bookstores have been doing this for many years, and I think game stores should really do this as well. This is a great idea. Kind of inspires your customers to maybe pick out a title that Trey, the owner, or some of the employees like. My favorites among these are Tetris Ultimate, Puyo Puyo Tetris, Resident Evil 4 definitely, love me some Bioshock, ooh, God of War Ragnarok, yeah. And again, lots of face-out stuff, got a lot of PS5 here. Me, I'm stuck in the past with my PS4, but I like it. Maybe someday I'll have a PS5. So yeah, I love these little special edition games. Even this is like a steelbook PS4 game for $5. Not bad. Yeah, it's a sports game. That's likely why it's cheap, but pretty neat. I like this collection. One of the few PS games I actually own. I have a PS4, but I don't have a lot of games. All right, down to the PS3. Now, I skipped a generation as far as the PS3 goes, or the PlayStation family of consoles. I did not get a PS3, even though I love the PS2, and now I like my PS4. I skipped that one. Yeah, there's a store. The store itself is actually closing, but like as far as the register and everything goes, but the tournament is going till who knows how late tonight. It's a great communal vibe in this store. Got a lot of DS stuff here. And the Wii. I really like these headers here, really nice layout. It reminds me of sort of a little bit, sort of a cross between just a typical retro gaming store, albeit a big one, and a Blockbuster Video. It's kind of laid out like a good video store. But, with games for sale, not for rent. And the Switch. Decent selection of Switch games. I'm sure it's very hard to keep Switch games in stock. If you guys saw Retro Rick's recent video where he talked about Switch games being the vast majority of his business, even though he's basically a retro gaming shop, but the Switch is mostly what he sells as far as just dollar volume. Some good GameCube stuff here. Very popular titles. Paper Mario, Pikmin, Mario Sunshines, Smash Brothers. Let's see what Smash Brothers go for nowadays. Melee, $90. That seems to go up about $10 every couple of years. Midway Arcade Treasures. That's a nice collection of retro games. Volume 2. I believe it went to Volume 3. I've got them all. Some Game Boy Advance action, including Elf. If you played Elf for the Game Boy Advance, love that movie. I used to watch it every Christmas, but now it's probably about average of every other Christmas maybe. Still my favorite Christmas movie of all time. And they've got vinyl, they've got CDs, they've got tapes. Now let's check out what they've got under glass here. $115 for Super Mario 3D All-Stars. I remember not buying that because I already had the games, but now it's about twice as what it costs in the stores, so shame on me. Ooh, nice little GBA there. I like that. OG Xbox CIB, the guy game. Behind paper, so the kiddos don't see it, I guess. Nice translucent jungle green, I believe that was called, for the N64. And you've got rows and rows of NES games, including some of the more desirable and unusual titles on top, like these unlicensed titles here, a couple of CIB games, and the very popular Mario and Zelda titles. I'm sure they blow through those all the time. And some nice PS1 stuff, for sure. Einhander, one of the greatest shooters of all time. Now that's $195. I remember when it got up to about 60 bucks, and that seemed like a lot, but you know, that was a few years ago. Double Dash hit 100 bucks. That's another one that seems like gets about 10 more dollars in value every couple of years. Ooh, and we've got some Dreamcast here. Always great to see Dreamcast. Now for me in my Antique Mall booth, and it shows, Dreamcast games are kind of slow sellers. I was a little surprised by that. When I've gotten some Dreamcast games, periodically I'll get some to resell. And they're slow movers, but boy, when somebody that's a big fan does come across them, they get really excited. So that's always good. A little bit of Master System stuff here. Revenge of Shinobi, CIB, 40 bucks. Great game, for sure. And some CIB, or at least boxed Genesis stuff here, pretty common stuff. Alex Kidd and Enchanted Castle, that's a good one. $14.95, that's a good deal. And some 3DO.
Please do not start your match
including
until we
Gex.
give the thumbs up.
Got some action figures, guys. All kinds of stuff in this store. Yeah, Trey, the owner, great dude. So if you're ever in Plano, Texas, and you want to check out a retro gaming shop that also has vinyl, heavy metal, punk, hardcore, rock, pop, they've got it all. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up with a brief interview with an employee here. So, Kaylin, what is your position here at FX Game Exchange?
I don't even know if there's a name for it, but I've been here long enough, you know, I might as well own the place, but...
I'm going to call you guy who does a lot of important stuff.
That works for me.
All right, so what's it like working at FX Game Exchange?
I mean, it's a lot like it is at most retail establishments. Obviously, being mom and pop, it's a lot more casual and laid back in that regard. Your daily, you know, sales quota is much lower than, you know, other, you know, bigger box places. But
right.
It's just guys being guys. We all make crappy jokes at each other, and you know,
so it's a lot of fun.
Games.
And you probably get to know a lot of the customers that are regulars.
Yeah, exactly. It's really what really sets us apart from other people is just remembering everybody that comes in, doing it, you know, really trying to bridge the gap, make a connection with people, things like
right.
that. In addition to giving a better price than most anybody else in the area.
What do typical what console sells the most for you as far as just people constantly coming in looking for games?
Shockingly enough, it's the Wii is like the
wow.
fastest selling console. Like it's not the most expensive by any stretch of the
right.
imagination, but I struggle to keep those in stock as despite how many of them there are out there.
So the console itself?
Console itself, and then the games they always go with it. You know, it's 4 or 5 games at a time.
Right.
And then below that, it's the GameCube and the PS2 at a dead tie on
wow.
the most popular. So.
Oh, that's great. That's cool. That's interesting. I saw a Retro Rick video recently where he said the Switch, man, they just blow it out. A lot with that. I'm sure it depends on just if you could get more stock. I'm sure.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, like game-wise, the Switch is definitely my best-selling platform. Like we sell through those faster than we can get them in.
Yeah.
And then the actual systems, we do sell a good chunk of them, but it's definitely slowed down in the past month or so. Now that the Switch 2's gotten announced, and we're waiting on to see official details and what all that entails.
A lot of anticipation for the Switch 2.
Exactly.
And it's probably gonna. Since it'll be considered a different system, it's probably going to kill the Switch's chance of overpassing the PS2 as the best-selling system of all time.
Exactly. Well, and you know what? That really depends on who you talk to, because Sony, you know, suddenly it was just like, oh, actually, these are the numbers that we didn't ever release officially before.
Oh, really?
But now we released it to pump up the numbers a
They've
little bit
inflated
more.
their numbers?
They inflated their numbers
oh,
recently.
My.
So you know, it's up to historians to determine whether that was actually the case or not. So, but they're like, no, our manufacturing was this number that we made. So,
right.
We'll see which one actually sells out. So.
All right, one last thing. What sets apart FX Game Exchange from any other retro gaming shop?
Well, I mean, normally, especially in the area, I would say it's definitely pricing. We give the most here in DFW for sure.
Oh,
But
nice.
You can find a lot of places other way all around that will do that. But the biggest thing is really just the community of people. You know, we, like I said, we really try to get personable and, you know, really interact with people on a personal level. We do fighting game tournaments every week on a professional level. You got that going on in the background right now.
So is that every Friday night?
Every Friday night, and then we also do Smash Brothers on Mondays and Wednesdays, and it's usually the same size. It's just popping here all the time. So
Excellent, man. Well, thanks for you know, taking some time and staying open a little bit later so I could do this video. I really, really appreciate it.
yeah, not a problem. Always happy to have you around.
Oh, you bet. Best of luck, man.
Thank you.
You bet. All right, guys, we're wrapping it up there. Thanks for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you guys for just being awesome. Talk to you later.